Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about whether you should be upgrading any of your gear or if you should wait for the 11th year anniversary. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over is of course the new keyword. The new keyword is PSO2 all in caps _11th _anniversary abbreviated again, alright? Once you type that, you're simply going to press escape, you're going to go to systems, go to get campaign items, receive item account, and right here PSO2 11th anniversary keyword gift. You're going to click on this, and over here you're going to get a bunch of goodies, including 2 arms refiners too, thank goodness. So I'm going to pick that up. And now that I finally have my 2 arms refiners too, I can finally get my armor from plus 50 to plus 60. However, I'm going to need another 3 arms refiners just to limit break my armor from 60 to 70 so that I get the 6th augment slot. So if we look at my battle power on my ship 1 character, I am at 3600 battle power right now. It's decent. It definitely has a lot more room for improvement. If we go over to my personal character information over here, you can see my potency is almost at 90%. The reason is mainly because I'm still missing 2 augment slots, and well, the augments I'm using on my weapon aren't that great either. I need to upgrade all of my Gigasmite 3s into Gigasmite 4s. I am using super stats. The super stats are actually pretty decent. As you can see here, it gives melee potency plus 2.25%. Not the greatest, it's not 3%, but it's a good placeholder for now. So now comes the big question. Should you be upgrading any of your gear right now, or should you simply wait for the seasonal event, pick up the seasonal weapons, seasonal armors, and just use that? If your character has similar gear or stats like my character right now at 3600 battle power, around 90 to 100% potency, and you're using a Neo A weapon with its weapon potential fully upgraded, then I think that you should continue to work on your gear. Continue to upgrade your armors, continue to upgrade your weapons, but at your own pace. The main reason I say this is because once the seasonal event kicks in, you're going to get a ton of materials, you're going to get a ton of augments, you're going to get a ton of everything from the event shop. The event shop's literally going to give you pretty much everything that you need. So for example, I need Gigastat 4s. I'm going to be able to get them from the exchange shop. Another thing I also need is Meseta. I'm going to get a ton of alpha reactors there. So you're going to be able to obtain a ton of augments, a ton of resources, a ton of everything from the seasonal shop. So basically, if you're like me and you're bottlenecked right now because of the arms refiners too, don't worry, once the seasonal event kicks in, you're going to be able to obtain a ton of things from the seasonal shop, which will accelerate your progression very, very smoothly. So if you don't want to farm the limited time quest, or you don't want to farm Nuisance Plant or whatever right now, it's perfectly fine to take it easy, wait till tomorrow. Once the seasonal event kicks in, you're going to be farming a ton of seasonal points, buying out the shop, and your progression is going to be much, much smoother. However, not all is sunshine and rainbows. Something to keep note about this 11th year anniversary is it is exclusive to Alio. It will not apply to Retem, to Kavaris, as well as Stia. It's only for Alio. And on top of that, something else to also keep in mind is you won't be able to farm seasonal points in combat zones. The only way to get seasonal points is through the limited time quest as well as the open field or the exploration zones. So basically, that kind of funnels it down to 2 ways to farm for seasonal points. The first one is just farm the limited time quest over and over and over. So we are getting the Nazun's quiz thing, so that is like the questionnaire type of mini game, sort of limited time quest. And the second method to farm seasonal points is probably going to be Recon Gigantics farming. I think that might be the second best way to farm for stuff, especially when you're in an exploration zone. I don't know if any of the content creators might recreate like deft farming again of some sort. That could work to get a ton of seasonal points. However, that method does require a lot of people, so just keep that in mind. I think most people are probably going to gravitate towards Recon Gigantics farming, because you simply just go to like North Alio and you just rotate between the 2 spawn points and just kill Gigantics over and over, and maybe throw in a veteran or 2. I think that's probably the play if you don't want to run the limited time quest. But just understand that if you're going to be doing any content outside of the Alio region, your Neo A weapons as well as your Tisha weapons are going to be the best weapon for the job. The only place where the seasonal weapons will outshine all of the other weapons is simply in the Alio region and against seasonal mobs only. So that pretty much limits it to limited time quests as well as exploration zones in Alio. Since you can't farm for seasonal points in combat zones, I don't think there are going to be any seasonal enemies in the combat zones in Alio. So if you are going to be doing PSE bursting, you might want to just stick with your Neo A weapon or your Tisha weapon or whatever weapon that you have right now, because a lot of those crazy strong buffs for your seasonal weapons won't apply to non-seasonal enemies. So in conclusion, I'm pretty surprised that Sega is taking this route where there won't be any seasonal enemies in the combat zones, and they're kind of funneling people towards the limited time quests or the exploration zones. It's a new take. Personally, I don't really like this change because I like to farm in combat zones. However, you know, I'm willing to give it a chance and see how it plays out. But yeah, the seasonal weapons are only going to be effective against seasonal enemies. Everyone, you just need to remember that. Please don't fully upgrade your seasonal weapon expecting to go into like a purple trigger, or going to Retem, Kavaris, and Stia and expecting it to still perform equally as well as in Alio, because it won't. Because none of the other regions are going to be getting the 11th year anniversary treatment. They're still going to be their standard zones. This 11th year anniversary event is exclusive to Alio and doesn't apply to combat zones. So just keep that in mind. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.